குடியரசுத் தலைவர் தேர்தல் தேதியை தலைமை தேர்தல் ஆணையர் அறிவித்து வருகிறார். அந்த காட்சிகளை தற்போது பார்க்கலாம்.
They would be not common, new. So one set for proposing and one set for seconding. And an elector can subscribe to only one nomination paper of a candidate as either a proposer or a seconder. अभ्यर्थी स्वयं इसको फाइल कर सकते हैं नॉमिनेशन को, या अपने किसी प्रपोजर या सेकेंडर के द्वारा 11 o'clock से 3 o'clock तक एक्सेप्ट हॉलीडेज फाइल कर सकते हैं. एंड एज पर द प्रोसीजर देयर इज ए सिक्योरिटी ऑफ 15,000 rupees which has to be filled. There are designated treasuries. There is an RBI office. What is all provided in the booklet. This is for more for the candidates. This can be deposited. Now, coming to the Electoral College again, as per Rule 40 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Election Rules, 1974, the Commission maintains a list of members of the Electoral College, as referred to in Article 54, with their correct up-to-date addresses and for the purposes of presidential elections. A copy of the Electoral College is also being uploaded on the Commission's website. So anybody can see who is the member state-wise. That is all on the Commission's website. We will be posting it. And there are certain, in this list, we will require to update it because there are elections which are taking place for the Rajya Sabha to the 55 positions, result of whom is coming before the presidential election date. It is similarly, the voter list would be updated as and when the term of these MPs happen, and they will be part of the voter list. Similarly, in legislative assemblies also, wherever there are by-elections, and if the results come before the date of voting, their names would also be added in the voter list as a supplementary list, and all of that will also be put on the website of the Commission. Further, this voter list is also available if anybody wants to keep it as a record for ₹300 at our counter, which is set up in our Commission, but it's available on our website as well. As regards the date of polling, candidate can authorize a representative to be present at the time of polling and at the place fixed for counting. Or this has to be informed to us in advance so that the representative can be approved. About the place of voting for the MPs and MLAs. Normally, MPs are expected to cast their votes at the place of polling in the Parliament House, New Delhi. And similarly, members of the state legislative assemblies are also expected to cast their vote in the respective assemblies. However, if there is an emergency or there is some requirement, prior approval से voting location, किसी भी voting location पर MPs and MLAs दूसरी अपने वोट को डाल सकते हैं, बट इसके लिए कम से कम 10 दिन पहले आयोग को सूचना देनी पड़ेगी ताकि उनके वोट की व्यवस्था उस चेंज स्थान पे की जा सके. As I mentioned earlier, the Constitution has expressly provided that election to the office of President shall be by secret ballot. The electors are therefore expected to scrupulously maintain secrecy of vote. In this election, there is no, what you call the display of the vote at all. It is to be secret. There is no concept of open voting in this election, and showing the ballot to anyone under any circumstances will render the vote invalid. So the process is that after you have taken the ballot paper, you mark it in the compartment, fold it, and mark it with the pen, as I mentioned, which we have provided. Marking it by any other pen would also make it invalid. About the whips, it is also clarified that political parties cannot issue any whip to their MPs and MLAs in the matter of voting in the presidential election. There is no whip which is permissible in this election. As per Section 18 of the President and Vice President Election Act rules, the offence of bribery or undue influence in any manner, as defined in section 171B and 171C of the IPC, by the returned candidate or any person with the consent of the returned candidate are among the grounds on which the election can be held invalid by the Honorable Supreme Court in an election petition. So, there is no way that any influence or any inducement or any case of undue influence which must be totally avoided. Otherwise, it's a ground for petition. So, दोबारा से सारांश में कोई भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी अपने एमपीज और एमएलएस का कोई व्हिप इशू नहीं कर सकेंगे, और क्योंकि ब्राइबरी और अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंस क्राइम की श्रेणी में आते हैं, इसलिए इन ग्राउंड्स पर इलेक्शन माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट के द्वारा रद्द भी किया जा सकता है. Our COs in the states will supervise the arrangements and the election, as I mentioned earlier. Now we come to the COVID. Fortunately, it's not as an issue as it was, but still the Commission has decided to maintain every protocol as applicable in the respective states. The entire, on the day of polling and on the day of counting, the entire protocol would be followed. It has also been Commission's endeavour to make elections eco-friendly. This is our responsibility. And in view of the importance of this election and the fact that lawmakers constitute the Electoral College, and to reinforce criticality of environmental protection measures in policy and action, the Commission has directed the returning officers and assistant returning officers concerned to ensure use of eco-friendly and biodegradable material and eliminate the use of prohibited plastic material altogether. चुनावों को इको-फ्रेंडली बनाने के लिए प्लास्टिक मटेरियल की बजाय टोटली बायोडिग्रेडेबल मटेरियल का इस्तेमाल करने का निर्देश कमीशन ने सभी को दिया है. Coming to the counting of votes will be held in New Delhi under the supervision of the returning officer, who happens to be the Secretary General of the Rajya Sabha. And on completion of the counting, the return of election in form number 7, as appended in the rules, will be signed and issued by the returning officer. So I have already stated that this press note booklet is available also, and this is copies are kept outside, but this is also available if anybody wants from our office as well. There are number of questions which are raised about this election. So we have also prepared a frequently asked questions FAQs. There are 35 questions which we are uploading immediately after this. So I am sure that replies to whatever is in your mind would be available here. But anyway, if you want to ask anything, now in the end, in pursuance of the subsection 1 of section 4 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections Act 1952, the Election Commission of India has fixed the schedule for the election to fill the office of the President of India as given in Appendix 3, and which I am reading out to you now. Can we put it on the...
I was waiting for you to
Okay.
announce it, sir.
So the notification would be on 15th June, that is Wednesday. Last date for making the nomination would be 29th June, that is Wednesday. Date for scrutiny of nominations would be 30th June, that is Thursday. Last date for withdrawal of candidature would be Saturday, that is 2nd of July 2022. And date on which a poll shall, if necessary, be taken is 18th of July 2022, that happens to be Monday. Thereafter, we collect all the ballot boxes and bring it back to Delhi. And date on which counting, if required, shall be taken and result declared, that would be 21/7/2022. Well in advance, then the 24th of July, the last date of the Honorable President being in the office. Thank you.
We'll take your questions now. I'll again request you, पूछने के पहले कृपया अपना नाम और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बोलें. हम सबका क्वेश्चन ले पाएंगे. कृपया जल्दी ना करें, एक एक करके पूछें, सबको सहूलियत होगी. I'll begin from first row then.
हेलो सर, गुड इवनिंग. मोहित दुबे न्यूज़ नेशन से बोल रहा हूँ. आपने तारीखों का ऐलान कर दिया, पूरी सूची आपने जारी कर दी. सवाल लगातार निष्पक्षता को लेकर उठता रहा है. रिजॉर्ट जैसे राज्यसभा का चुनाव होता है या हम राष्ट्रपति चुनाव की बात करें तो एक निष्पक्षता को लेकर लगातार सवाल उठता है, विधायकों को लेकर उठता है. क्या उसके लिए भी कोई मैकेनिज्म आप लोगों ने बनाया है ताकि विधायकों पर नजर रखी जा सके और निष्पक्षता के साथ चुनाव करवाया जा सके?
जैसे मैंने आपको अभी अपने संबोधन में बताया, इसमें 3-4 चीजें हैं. नंबर 1, ये पूर्णतः सीक्रेट बैलेट है. कोई भी इलेक्टर अगर बैलेट को दिखाएंगे तो वो बैलेट ऑटोमेटिकली उस दिन पर कैंसिल हो जाए. दूसरा,
குடியரசுத் தலைவர் தேர்தல் தேதியை தலைமை தேர்தல் ஆணையர் ராஜீவ்குமார் அறிவித்து வருகிறார். ஜூலை 18ஆம் தேதியன்று குடியரசுத் தலைவருக்கான தேர்தல் நடைபெறும் என்று அறிவிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. இதற்கான வேட்புமனு தாக்கல் 15ஆம் தேதி தொடங்க உள்ளது என்பது குறிப்பிடத்தக்கது. ஜூன் 15ஆம் தேதி குடியரசுத் தலைவர் தேர்தலுக்கான வேட்புமனு தாக்கல் தொடங்க இருக்கிறது. ஜூலை 18ஆம் தேதி அன்று குடியரசுத் தலைவர் தேர்தல் நடைபெறும் என்று அறிவிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது.
உங்களுக்கு தேவையான மேக்ஸிமம் நம்பர் ஆஃப் நியூஸ், நம்பகத்தன்மையோட, இன்டெப்தா, டீடைலா, ஸ்டன்னிங்கான விஷுவல்ஸோட இன்ஸ்டன்டா நியூஸை தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னா தொடர்ந்து பாருங்க நியூஸ் தமிழ் தொலைக்காட்சியை. உங்க ஃபேவரட் நியூஸ் தமிழ் சேனலை டிடிஎச் சர்வீசஸ்ல பார்க்க ஏர்டெல் டிடிஎச்ல இந்த நம்பர்லையும், டாடா பிளேல இந்த நம்பர்லையும், டிஷ் டிவில இந்த நம்பர்லையும் பார்க்கலாம். உங்கள் அபிமான நியூஸ் தமிழ் தொலைக்காட்சியை தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க இருக்க கேபிள் நெட்வொர்க்ஸ்ல பார்க்க ஸ்கிரீன்ல டிஸ்ப்ளே ஆகிற சேனல் நம்பர்ஸை மறக்காம நோட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Stay tuned and keep watching News Tamil.